Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do like an everyday look with the new year in mind. I do this every year where at the beginning of the year, I just kind of do like an easy everyday tutorial with the new year as my inspiration. I feel like in the beginning of the year, that's when we all set new intentions and, we get back into our routines after the holidays. And so sometimes it's nice to kind of figure out if there's a new vibe or style you want to go with for your everyday makeup. And so for me, I definitely have, a certain look in mind, and I'm really excited to share it with you. I have, a lot of products here that I already love and use. I have one new product that I was playing with earlier, and I'm so excited to show you guys. But we're just going to get right into it. This is going to be very easy, again, very everyday. Keep in mind, this is not necessarily about the products as much as it is about the feeling behind them and the vibe as well. So for me, going into this new year, I really want to do more skin-focused products for every day. So I'm going to be using the primer that I've been obsessed with recently. I just barely talked about this in my favorites video. This is the Beekman 1802 Milk Primer. This is such a soothing primer. I don't love the applicator, and I don't love the smell. I talked about that in my favorites video. However, I have been loving this because I really do feel like it just soothes my skin, and after I wear it for a full day, I take off my makeup and I swear to you, my skin is like way happier underneath. So I just love the idea of something that's gonna kind of nourish my skin, but also work well as a primer. So that's why I've been reaching for this one. Again, keep in mind if you're following along and you want to create something similar, you could use a skincare product as your primer. You could use like a sunscreen if you wanted to, just to prep your skin, like something that works well in your makeup for you. But that's definitely the one that has been working well for me. For foundation, I'm really wanting my skin to be healthy. So of course, every time I think healthy skin, I think of my Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation. I wear the shade Rose Ivory. I'm gonna do just one pump of this on the back of my hand. I love this foundation for every day because I feel like it still allows my skin to shine through, but it gives me the coverage that I personally like. For me, I have redness on my cheeks, so if I'm going to do my makeup, I like to kind of even that out. But at the same time, I'm really into a more fresh skin look on a daily basis these days. So I'm not as concerned about covering my skin fully. I'm okay with things showing through. If I've got a breakout going on, I can just use concealer. So using a foundation or a tinted moisturizer product that's just gonna kind of even out the skin tone and not be too heavy on the skin, something that's gonna wear well and even wear off well, is what I am looking for going into this year for every day. So I'm just using my Charlotte Tilbury brush. I have been using this like crazy. This is not a new brush. This is the Hollywood complexion brush. And there's something about the like denseness of the foundation side that I am obsessed with all over again for applying foundation. Of course, I'm going to take my sponge and pick up the excess and then just tap that product into the skin, and you'll see, like, you can still see my skin through this. You can still see my freckles, you can still see blemishes, but overall my redness has toned down, and I also love the healthy finish that this gives. So this is definitely a go-to for me when it comes to everyday. It's a pretty good price point too. I bought mine on Amazon. And I think when I got it, it was like $8. Sometimes the prices on Amazon vary, but for me, when I bought it, it was like $8 or something like that. And if you're wanting something a little more high-end, I am loving the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Foundation for everyday as well. I've talked about that so many times. But if you're someone who wants to splurge a little bit more on a really good everyday foundation, that's what I would recommend. I actually love how things are looking. It still looks very, very natural. For concealer, I want something that's going to be great for every day, and right now I'm obsessed with the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer, or Concealer Serum. Sorry, I got that backwards. This is just a really nice hydrating concealer. What I love about it though is it still gives great coverage. I don't necessarily need a ton of coverage for my everyday look, but underneath the eyes, like, I do have some discoloration here, and especially for every day when I'm getting ready in the morning, like, I want my under eyes to look bright. So this gives me the perfect amount of coverage for that, but it's not overpowering and it doesn't feel heavy on the skin either. So I'm just gonna kind of take that underneath the eyes. I'm also going to pop some on top of any blemishes that I want to be brighter. not brighter, but concealed, I guess. And then around my nose a little bit because I do have some redness there. And that's it. Sometimes I feel like I do the concealer in the T-zone as well, but that's more for a glamorous look. For every day, I'm all about efficient routines, you know, something that I can do in just a few minutes. So I'm just gonna skip that. So we're focusing on just under eyes and then any place that needs a little more coverage. All right, next I'm gonna use a loose powder. Right now, I'm really loving my Huda Beauty powder. I mean, this is not something that's new. I've used this so many times. But for me, when it comes to everyday makeup, I don't really love trying out new things when it comes to everyday. Like, I need it to be something reliable. And this is something that I've used for so long now that I can really trust how it looks. And I can trust how it looks when I'm working quickly with it. It's not something that requires too much precision. It's not something that looks too heavy no matter how much I apply, which is great when I'm moving quickly in the morning. So I'm just gonna press this underneath the eyes first. I'm also setting the eyelid. I'm also gonna press that kind of in the center. And then I always like to take a fluffier brush and then just apply this to the outside of the face. I've mentioned this before, but I always like to set the entire face. You don't have to do this if you don't like to and if you want your cheeks to look a little more dewy. For me, I set the foundation there because that's like the point of applying base makeup for me, besides like maybe my under eyes, is to even out that redness. So I just don't want that to fade throughout the day. Plus, when I'm using a powder blush or bronzer, it really helps just blend that out. And with a fluffy brush, it takes no time to just kind of bounce that into the skin and then you're good to go. All right, we're gonna move to bronzer. For bronzer, I'm wanting something that's gonna add a little luminosity because, again, I just want that fresh, you know, kind of a look. For an everyday look though, even though I've been really into cream contour, like I wear it all the time. When it comes to easy everyday, I skip the cream and I just go straight into a powder. So today I'm gonna use the Glowish bronzer from Huda Beauty. This is the Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder. I've been reaching for this again. I like tried it a few weeks back and really enjoyed it. And then, you know, wore other bronzers and I started to use this again and I just really love how buildable it is. I love the tone, the undertone, and a lot of people have really been enjoying this lately. I just like the luminosity that it gives as well because if I can cut down, you know, my steps in the morning, that's ideal for me. So if I want to kind of look radiant and luminous without necessarily adding a glowy product like a highlighter or something, using a more luminous bronzer really helps add to that whole effect. So I'm just gonna bring this down the neck as well. And this formula is very foolproof. It's a really nice, I don't know, I don't wanna say baked formula, but it's just not too pigmented, which I like. Because you guys know I can be heavy-handed with my bronzers, so it's nice to have something that I can literally throw on the face with a fluffy brush and it's gonna look good every time. I'm gonna take my powder brush around the cheek area and just make sure that's nice and soft. We're gonna go ahead and pop on some brows. So I always do my brows at this point. It's kind of, you know, a little all over the place, but this is genuinely the order of how I do my everyday routine. So I'm gonna throw on my brow pencil. I'm just gonna use a classic foolproof go-to brow pencil for me, which of course is the Benefit one. So I'm gonna use the shade Gray. I've actually been using this quite a bit lately and I really like the cooler undertone for myself. I feel like it matches my brow hairs pretty well. So I'm just gonna do this off camera because it's not that exciting and then we'll go ahead and do a quick eye look. All right, so brows are filled in. I am so excited to finally be using this on my channel because I tried this out. I bought this a couple of months ago and I was using it on a daily basis off camera. I just like bought it for my personal collection and I went on, I think it was my anniversary weekend trip and I brought this with me. I was seriously using it every single day. And then I came home and I lost it and I barely just found it. I guess I forgot. I had put it in my purse because there's a little mirror in here, so I was using it as a mirror. Anyway, this is from Jones Road, which is Bobbi Brown's brand, and this is the best eyeshadow in the shade Ash. Look at this color. I don't know if you guys get pumped about taupey, you know, cool tone colors the way I do, but I was obsessed with this when I saw it online and it really has lived up to the hype for me. So this is just a great one and done everyday eyeshadow. I am not about to get fancy with my eyeshadow this year, okay? Like for an everyday thing. Obviously, you guys know me, I love eyeshadow and I will definitely do, you know, a good eyeshadow tutorial or, you know, a good eyeshadow look every once in a while for special occasions or if I have the time to. But for every day, I'm just like, I want something simple and foolproof. So I'm literally taking a fluffy brush and I'm just buffing this out all over the eyelid. Kind of packing it in on the lid a little more and then using what's left and feathering it up and out. And you'll see it's really nothing crazy. It's just a really nice taupey color, but I am obsessed with it. I'm taking that same brush and pinching it and applying that same color along the lower lash line. You could obviously use your bronzer in place of this as well, but I feel like I do that all the time. So for me, it's nice to have something a little bit different than a bronzer on my eyelids. It has a little bit of a different undertone for me. So even though it's a very similar effect that you get, to me it's different enough to be like new and exciting for every day. And you just can't really mess this up. It looks so good no matter what. So that's that. For me, for an everyday thing, this is where you could put eyeliner on. I'm not going to. I'm just going to go straight into mascara. For every day, I just want something that's foolproof, so I'm going to use my Thrive Cosmetics mascara. I also love the Maybelline Lash Sensational. That's a great one for every day. I'm just going to throw this on the top and bottom lashes, and that will literally be it for the eyes. It'll be so easy. Okay, so there's the eyes. I'm just taking my powder brush and just making sure that the eyeshadow shape is nice and lifted along these corners. So I'm kind of using my powder brush or what's left over on it as a little mini eraser. Just kind of lift those edges. Okay, so for lips, for every day I've been really into like a structured glossy lip. So structured meaning like using lip liner on a daily basis. So I'm going to use what I've genuinely been using for lip liner, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. A more affordable option, which I'm equally obsessed with, is the NYX Nude Beige. I'll have that link down below for you guys. I couldn't find it today. I was planning on using that. Couldn't find it, and I've been using this genuinely on a daily basis, so I wanted to like show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna, create more structure with the lip liner. You guys know a lot of times in my more glamorous looks, I like to fill in the lips with a lip liner. For this, I'm genuinely using it as a lip liner, so just keeping it on the edge. And I mean, it's okay if it feathers in a little bit. I'm just not fully coloring the lips with my lip liner this time. I will sometimes color in the outer corners and then just kind of blend in. But I want that center of the lip to still be my natural lips. I'm kind of doing things out of order a little bit. I'll be doing blush after this. I just wanted to like see how much blush I needed. So this is the new product that I've been playing with just today, basically. I got sent it in the mail a couple days ago. I was so excited. I saw it on Instagram and I was like already thrilled about this launch. So it's from NARS, and NARS actually sent me all the colors. But there was like one color that I was immediately drawn to. I opened it up and I tried it on as soon as I got this in the mail. And this color, you guys, is so good. It's exactly what I was kind of thinking in my mind to use for this video. What is this called? It's the Afterglow Lip Shines. And this is in the shade Nympho, I think is what it's called. It's a gorgeous like mauve-y nude. Perfect for me for every day, especially to match this more taupey eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on right in the center of the lips. It's such a nice thin formula, so great for every day. It's not sticky. It is such a nice formula. I don't know, I feel like it's nice to sometimes throw in at least one new exciting thing into your everyday routine, especially in the beginning of the year. And this is that for me. Everything else I'm very familiar with. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. If you're not into tinted lip type products, you could totally use a lip liner and do the same thing. And then I've also been using a lip balm. So for me, the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask works great as like a glossy topper. That way, if you're not really wanting any color to transfer, if you're wearing a mask or something like that, using a lip balm with a lip liner kind of helps prevent transfer, but you still get that same glossy structured lip effect without having to worry about things, smudging and fading everywhere. Okay, we're gonna go into blush. Now this is something that I've been using every day. It's the MAC Fleur Power Satin Blush. It's just a really nice pink. You could use something more muted, but for me, for every day, I'm so into a pink blush. Even if everything else is kind of like muted, I enjoy having a nice pop of color on the cheeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and just smile and apply this to the apples of the cheeks, bring it up and back. I'm just gonna kind of press it across the nose a little as well. A little on the chin and a little bit in the center of the forehead at the top, like as if the sun kind of hit the top of my forehead. And then I like to take my powder brush and just smooth over this. I also typically like to take a little bit of blush and apply it just in the crease of the eye so that it ties together the eye look with the cheek a little better. Okay, this next part would be optional. I'm honestly somebody who doesn't need highlighter on a daily basis, like for a quick everyday look. But if you did want to wear a highlight, I'm really into just like a soft baked formula. So the Benefit Dandelion Twinkle is a great one. Essence Pure Nude is a great one. Something like that that will just add a little bit of something without being too much is great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the Dandelion one because that's what I have on my desk and it's what I've been using on a daily basis. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that right on top in kind of like a C shape. And I'm only going to apply this on the outer portions of the face. You guys know for my more glam looks, I take it down the center of the face, but that's usually when I've used concealer down the center and I'm wanting a little more structure. For an everyday look, I don't need that. And I feel like because the T-zone in my face gets kind of oily, I don't really need highlight in the center of the face, you know? It'll end up looking glowy anyway. I do like to take my sponge, however, and just press over that, and I feel like it makes it look almost like a cream, which is super pretty. All right, I'm just gonna set the face. I'm gonna use my Benefit Professional setting spray. I didn't really have like a specific recommendation for setting spray. A lot of times I'll use my Charlotte Tilbury one. Sometimes I'll use just MAC Fix Plus. I've been loving the Neutrogena Hydro, what's it called? The hydrating one. By the way, I'll have these linked down below for you, just in case you're looking for other options that will give you like a really pretty effect for every day. But this was on my desk. I've been using this quite a bit. So I'm just gonna use this. Let that sink in and then press it down with my sponge. And then I can't do an everyday look without this powder, especially if it's gonna be something that like I'm getting ready early for and I know I might not be able to look in the mirror or touch up for a while. I have to use my Rimmel Stay Matte powder after setting spray to just make sure my oils are in check. And then I also can't live without my brow gel, so no secret here. I love this stuff. I'm just gonna apply this to the brows to lock them in place. All right, so that completes this look. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. It's exactly what I am going for this year. It was so easy to do. I could probably do this if I wasn't talking in under 10 minutes. And that would be like me really taking my time to make sure my brows looked good and like my lashes. So I could probably do it under 10 minutes if I was going very fast. However, I think it looks so put together and very fresh. It looks like I put in effort, but it doesn't feel like it's a lot. It doesn't overwhelm me like the routine doesn't, which is what I'm going for. I'm kind of trying to like scale back where I can. Those are some of my intentions this year, is just to like let go of too many steps, and not just in makeup, but in just my life. So it's nice to have a very simplified, streamlined everyday routine that I know works. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it's helpful to you guys. Of course, you can just take this as inspiration and go through your own makeup bag and, you know, kind of set out and practice a good foolproof everyday routine for this year. I think it's helpful to just have like a go-to routine, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already have, but sometimes it's nice to refresh it or try something new, try a new technique, try taking something out of your routine, see how you like it. I love how this look turned out. I love all these products, and I'm especially excited about the fact that I found my Jones Road eyeshadow because I feel like it's one of the best one and done eyeshadows that I've ever found for myself and my personal taste. So yeah, if you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. I would love to hear in the comments what your everyday routine is going to look like this year, or at least what your inspiration is. You know, what kind of vibe are you going for this year? I would love to hear from you guys in the comments, so be sure to leave a comment down below. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. I hope your first week of 2022 is going well, and we're going to have a great year this year. I really feel it, you know? I'm excited for everything that's to come this year. So I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.